Great day, everyone, and welcome to 3CP TV. My name is Yathis Johnson, and I am the founder and president of Third Culture People. So 3CP TV is a media resource helping individuals become third culture people, where you learn to embrace the greater variety of cultural identities and skillfully bridge the gap between our differences. So today we have with us a good friend, Jose Vargas. He is a wonderful guy who has his own business. I've known him for a number of years. We got connected in ministry, and both of us being in New Jersey at that time. And it's just been wonderful knowing him, seeing his maturation, seeing the content that he brings out to the world. Really, he has a wide audience that he caters to and that he impacts. And so, Jose, would you just say welcome to our audience briefly, and then we're going to bring you back in to talk more about yourself.
Yeah, well, first of all, Yathis, I'm excited to be here on 3CP TV. I'm excited to be with your audience. I'm, again, Jose Vargas. I'm a leadership and relational intelligence coach, and I'm excited to be here with you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So when you watch 3CP TV, you learn how to connect with anyone at any time from anywhere in the world. And so we always say becoming a third culture person will not only grow you personally, but it will grow you professionally, allowing you to expand beyond your imagination and your limitations. And so we want to remove those invisible limitations that we set for ourselves. And so having individuals like Jose is so special because he is a coach, he is a leader, he's a leader of leaders, and he impacts people's lives, helping them to become better at in life and professionally, what they do. So at 3CP TV, we say we change the way you view diversity, equity, and inclusion everywhere. So Jose, would you just give the audience more of yourself? Talk to us. I mean, I know you've been in the Secret Service. I know you have been impacting nonprofits. You've been impacting the faith-based community. Tell us more about who you are, what you're doing, and love for them to just get that backdrop.
Absolutely. No, Yathis, thank you. So before I introduce myself, I just want to introduce a story to you who are watching. You know, it was in the late 1980s on the west side of Chicago, when a young lady was getting ready to do one of the bravest things that she's ever done, Yathis. She was finalizing a meal very nervously as she was cooking this meal as she finalized the plans to escape a horrible situation that she was in.
Yeah.
And a situation that no woman should ever be in. And as she was looking at the door, making sure that her husband wasn't coming in, she quickly, finished cooking, put the plate of food on the table with a little bit of money. She put it under she put it under the plate. She took each and every one of her kids and she put them out the kitchen window through an alley to a family member that was waiting nearby.
Wow.
Who was putting them in a vehicle ready to take off. With tears down her face, she climbed through the window, enjoying her kids in her car, hoping for a better life for herself and her family. And that young lady was my mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
the reason I share that is because that's part that perseverance and that resiliency is part of who I am.
Yeah.
So fast forward years later, like you mentioned, fast forward years later, after nearly a decade of trying and 2 denials later, I found myself on an airplane, boarding an airplane with tears in my eyes, saying goodbye to my wife. Wow. And as I boarded the plane to fly to a desert in New Mexico for a training center, a federal training center to achieve my lifelong dream, one of my lifelong dreams of becoming a United States Secret Service officer. And after graduation, had the privilege and the honor of protecting the leader of the free world, President and Vice President of the United States.
Wow.
Traveled internationally and nationally. And now I am a leadership development coach, a relational intelligence coach, going into profit and nonprofit organizations and even one-on-one coaching, just trying to add value to people, pour into people, and helping them become the leaders that they were created to be.
Wow. Wow. That is powerful. And we're 3CP, we're excited and elated to have you be a partner with us and this relational intelligence space, because people need that. People need to understand who they are.
Yes.
They need to understand, what their life mission is, right? What their purpose in life might be, and then understanding, intelligently, how do you get there?
Yes.
Where do you start? What are the strategies? And that's something that I know you've done well, and you're continuing to do. So Jose, help us understand, how are you using your gifts? How are you using your talents to really help heal a pain in our world? How are you using, the things that you've been blessed with, the skills that you've been blessed with, to really make a difference in our world?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fantastic question, Yates. Oftentimes we look at people's stories and we think it's a straight, narrow path
Mm-hmm.
that got them from where they are to where where they've been to where they are. And the
Yeah.
reality is that each and every one of us listening, our journeys in life have twists and turns, ups and downs.
Yeah.
And there's moments in that journey where even as a leader, you get stuck. And
Mm.
being stuck it's not, there's nothing to be ashamed about. Being stuck is simply not knowing what to do next, or where to go next, or maybe being paralyzed by fear. And I'll share a story with you. When I
Yeah.
was in the sixth grade, a lot of things happened in sixth grade, but when I was in the sixth grade, I was this
Okay.
little chunky Puerto Rican kid,
Yeah.
who went to the school, and I didn't really know anyone at the school. I'm sorry, before I get to that story, I had a trip in this school, and one of the trips was to go rock climbing, wall climbing, right?
Wow.
And so I remember going up, and I remember looking up, and as I was going up, they put a harness on you, and you start, rock climbing. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was fun until I got all the way up.
Oh my. Oh my. I'm
Once I
afraid of
got
heights, brother.
Yeah, once I got all the way up, I couldn't get back down. I
Wow.
was paralyzed by fear, Yates.
Yeah.
And so as I was there, I was paralyzed by fear. And the more I was up there, I couldn't get, people were yelling, "Hey, come back down. You can do it. You can," they were trying to encourage me, motivate me, but I was paralyzed by fear.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so the longer I stayed up there, the more the crowd got together and looking up, the more embarrassed I got. But here's the deal. Here's the point. I'll get back to the conclusion of that story in a minute, Yates. But the point is that all of us, regardless of where we are in our journey, we go through ups and downs, and sometimes we go through moments where we're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
We're climbing up the ladder, the corporate ladder, or maybe
Mm.
organizationally or business wise, or maybe the faith journey, or whatever the case may be, and you
Mm-hmm.
get stuck.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I help people do is to create breakthrough so that you can get unstuck, so that you
Mm.
can reach that next level. And one of the first areas that I start is what I call my lead through method. And,
Mm.
and the first step of my lead through method is to ask yourself, where are you?
Mm-hmm.
Most people want to start as they're going to the next level, whether it's in business or sales or whatever the case may be, is to start. What's the big goal, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
want to start there. But I always challenge that. And I say, even in diversity and inclusion, you
Mm.
want to start, where are you today?
Yes.
Where are you today? It's one of the most ancient questions
Mm.
around. It's one of the questions that from the very beginning. If you have a faith background, where are you?
Yeah.
And when you realize where you are, then you can be directed to where you want to go. And
Mm.
one of the ways that I'll describe this, Yates, is to the clients is basically this. Let's say me and you are driving and we're going on a road trip. And
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, we don't know where we are, but we know where, we know where we're going. And all of a sudden you get hungry. You got the Chick-fil-A hunger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, by the way.
Oh yeah. Chick-fil-A is good, man.
All of a sudden you're
Even
thinking,
though I don't eat chicken.
so all of a sudden you're thinking about that cookies and cream milkshake, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in order for you don't know your surroundings, you don't know where the nearest Chick-fil-A is. So
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that you must do is you pull out your phone, your GPS,
Mm-hmm.
and your GPS will ask you what's your current location,
Mm.
because it needs to track your current location before it can guide you to your destination.
Wow. That's
You
good.
see?
It's good.
So once you realize where you are, then you can get to where you want to go. And so that's the first step. That's the first place we start. Where are you?
Mm.
And the second step is dissecting it, and what I call dissecting it. And it's basically asking the question, what has led you there? What has led you there? What has led you to believe certain things about your culture? What has led you to believe certain things about your business? What has led you to believe certain things about yourself that has allowed you to be in the place that you're in, that doesn't allow you to continue to go to that next level?
Yeah.
And there's two things that happen when we begin to dissect where we are. We become aware of what led us there, right? But we become, not only that, but we become aware of the problems or situation or habits or mindsets that we've been having that got us to where we are. You can't fix what you don't confront, right? So in order to change it, you have to realize, okay, this is what got me here. I believe it was John Maxwell who once said, he said, if you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. Right? And so many people are still digging, and that's because they can't identify what got them there in the first place, right? And so once you realize where you are, what got you there, whether that is in your sales, what got you there as a leader, right? Why are people not communicating effectively in your organization? Why are people not working together? Why are there too much conflict in your organization? Once you realize those things, then you can move on to the next phase, which is what I call dreaming it. But part of the second step, which is dissecting it, which I forgot to mention, is not only do you realize your issues and mistakes, but you can also get your recipe for success. You see, sometimes we do things and we don't know what gave us the success, what gave us the results. And when we begin to dissecting it, we realize, wow, if I do A and B and C, I'm going to get A, B, and C. It's like mom or grandma's recipe, right?
Right. That's right. Yeah. Some good stuff.
Yes. So that's a long answer to answer your question there. But I really do feel like if people start there, then you can begin to go to the next step, which is to dream it. What is it that you want now for your organization, for your life as a person, as a leader?
So Jose, let me ask you this. Have you come across people who have limiting beliefs? And if so, how do you help them overcome those self-limiting beliefs?
Yeah, absolutely. I think to an extent, all of us have limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
There's certain, like I said, and just to wrap up the story, when I was again, sixth grader, up in that and on that wall, afraid and fearful and paralyzed by fear.
Yeah, that was a limiting belief right there.
That was a limiting belief. Yeah. And so what allowed me to get down was the fact that this big man with a long beard, I mean, he looked big because I was a kid, and he climbed up. And I remember he whispered something to me, and he says, "Don't worry, kid, I'm here with you. I'm going to help you get down." And so what we want to do as leaders is we want to help people. We want to climb up where people are. We want to go to where people are. We want to connect where people are. And we want to help understand where they are, right? Not judge them, not criticize them, not be judgmental, but say, hey, I hear where you are. I see why you're afraid. I see why you're stuck. I see why you can't get to the next level.
Right.
Now, once we identify again where you are, what's led you there, and we break down that limiting belief, whether that's fear, whether that is past trauma, whether that is, just mindsets that you've been raised with, right? Or the environment or conditions around your environment. Once we break those barriers down, then you can get down from there. And that's, sometimes it helps hiring a coach. Sometimes it helps hiring someone that's going to give you perspective.
That's right.
And
that's what the guy in the beard did. He gave you perspective.
That's right. And he let me borrow his courage.
Wow.
And sometimes that's what we as leaders, we're called to do, as coaches, as entrepreneurs, as organizational leaders. We're called to give courage to the people in our team. If someone is on your sales team and they're not performing, give them your courage, give them your belief. Right. If someone is in your nonprofit and they're not performing, maybe you need to walk them through the steps again and hear what they're really saying.
Yeah. I like that. Because, one of the things I've said is you manage the work, but you lead the people. You always, you want to build into people. You want to encourage them, as you're saying, and you want to help them, be more than who they are today and accomplish more than what they've accomplished today.
Yes.
That's part of your job as a leader, right?
Yes.
Manager, whatever that role may be of influence.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
so that's
Absolutely.
great stuff, man.
And to your point, Yate, this very quickly, I remember, I was when I was in the previous role, I was left in charge for 3 months. I was left in charge. Uh, you know, I wasn't, I didn't have a big title, but I was just, indirectly left in charge of this organization and this part of this organization. And I was excited because, hey, I had an opportunity to lead.
Yeah.
And I remember, as if it was yesterday, Yates, and I want all the leaders to listen to this. If you have any influence, whether it's 1 or 1,000 people, it doesn't matter. I remember we were our big boss, our big supervisor who oversees the whole program
Yeah.
was going to come and visit because he was new to the department. And I remember excited that he was going to come. Everybody was nervous. Oh, make sure you're doing this. And I understand where they were coming from, but I was just excited to show him around. I
Right.
was excited to share some ideas that we've been working on behind the scenes,
Mm.
um, and some resources that would have helped him in his other departments. So I
Wow.
remember he came in and I was excited. I shook his hand and I was showing him around. And the whole time I was talking to him,
Hmm.
he started looking over my shoulder, Yates.
Hmm.
And as he was looking over my shoulder, he was just looking to see who was more important in the room. And there was more important people, honestly, than me. But
Yeah.
the point is, at that moment when he started doing that, I kind of realized that he was doing that. He wasn't really listening. So
Mm.
I began to land the plane of my conversation.
Hmm.
And the ideas that would have helped him progress in his other ventures, in his other departments, didn't come out. And so sometimes, and the reason I say that is because as leaders, like you said, we have to connect with people and really listen to what people are saying,
Mm.
because those are the same people who can help you get to that next level.
Yeah.
Those same people have ideas and resources that you might be in a bigger position, but you don't know what's happening down here in this level. See what I'm saying?
That's
And so
right.
because he disconnected, I disconnected.
Hmm.
And so he missed out on some ideas that could have helped him in other departments. But just to the point of just the importance of connectivity and really, connecting with the people in your organization.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, this is rich, powerful stuff. Let's conclude with one question,
Sure.
and I want to switch here. I want to switch over. Um, now I know that you are in an interracial type marriage, and
Yes.
you're coming from Puerto Rican background. Help us understand the dynamics of that, like cultures. You could say the blending of cultures or the clashing of cultures. So every way you want to express that, brother. But help us understand, what does that look like in these interracial type marriages,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've been
particularly yours?
married. I've been married close to 6 years with my beautiful wife.
Hmm.
My wife is Italian and Irish,
Uh-huh.
and I, again, American, Hispanic, Puerto Rican kid. Um, And so we were raised totally different, and
Mm.
it's amazing because we were raised 20 minutes apart, but that 20 minutes was two different worlds apart. I
Wow.
was raised in the city, which is another culture of its own.
Oh yeah.
And she was raised in the country, which is a different culture, you
Mhm.
know. And so one of the things that were, and not only do you have cultures that are different in races, right, but you also have where you were raised, and
Mm.
also your family culture, your family dynamics. And
Yep.
so in my family, whatever happened in this house stays in this house, And so her family was different. Her family was like, hey, everybody needs to know what's happening in everybody's life.
Yeah.
And so that was one of those things that I had to get used to and still getting used to this day.
Okay.
Um, but one of the things that, another thing that's different in our culture is, we're loud. I'm loud, and people think we're arguing, but the reality is we're just passionate. Her family they're not loud. The dad side is they're Italian, and so they can be loud.
Yeah.
Um, so they can kind of relate. But their immediate family, they're quiet, they're more reserved, they don't talk about
Okay.
certain things. In my family, we talk about everything within the context of our family.
Yeah.
Topics that are taboo in her household, we talk about, and I'm like, and sometimes it can clash, because, hey, I don't understand why your family doesn't talk about this openly, or, you
Right,
know,
right.
so those are some of the differences. But yeah, that's it's a matter of understanding and trying to understand and trying to relate to each other,
Hmm.
and understanding that at the core, we all have three basic needs regardless of our differences, and that is, the need for acceptance, significance, and security.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely, absolutely. Hey,
yeah.
Jose, thank you. So, hey, we're running out of time, man, but I want you to help our listeners and viewers to understand, or help them understand and be aware of where you're located. How can they reach you on social media? Other ways that you might want to share how you could be reached. Go ahead and share that for the audience right now.
Yeah, if you want to reach me, you can reach me on, you can look at my website, reachinghighernow.com, reachinghighernow.com. You can find me on Instagram at reachhighernow. Or you can find me on Facebook, Reaching Higher Now, or Jose Vargas. But yeah, if you want to find everything about me, it's a YouTube channel, or even the podcast, the Jose Vargas Show, wherever
Mhm.
you listen to podcasts.
Yep.
So again, reachinghighernow.com.
All right. Wonderful. Hey,
Thank
folks, we have Jose Vargas. Jose, thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful opportunity here.
Thank you, Yatis.
Brother, you're just a wealth of knowledge and inspiration and encouragement for people. Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Yatis. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thanks again, folks, for tuning in to 3CP TV, where you learn how to connect with anyone at any time from anywhere in the world. Thank you.